A lot of you watching every preseason snap have already made up your mind. Garrett Nussmeier has outplayed Justin Fields, and he should be the backup quarterback in Kansas City. And honestly, looking at the tape, that's not an unreasonable take. But playing better than Justin Fields and actually winning that job might be two completely different things, which is a strange sentence to have to explain, so let's get into why. I went back through every quarterback Andy Reid has carried on this roster since Mahomes took over. The exact rule the NFL passed in 2023 that changes this decision, and the last time the Chiefs actually lost a young arm this exact way. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what's standing between Nussmeier and that QB2 job, and it isn't talent. So, what has Nussmeier actually shown that's got people saying this? Garrett Nussmeier is the kind of young quarterback who makes you want to keep watching, because the upside is pretty obvious. When he has time in the pocket, he throws with impressive accuracy and confidence. And when the structure of a play breaks down, he has that creativity and the arm talent to make something happen off platform. He plays with absolutely no fear, and at times that confidence can actually work against him. There are moments where his youth and inexperience show up because he's so determined to make a play that he'll test windows or situations a more seasoned quarterback might simply live to fight another down. But that aggressiveness part, that's also what makes him intriguing. Nussmeier would probably be the more exciting, upside-driven choice for quarterback 2, but Justin Fields still feels like the smarter choice right now. Fields has the NFL experience, maturity, and the patience to understand exactly what Andy Reid needs from a backup quarterback. Protect the football, operate the offense, and be ready to step in without trying to do too much. The numbers kind of back that up too. A 13-play drive that ended in a field goal. Reid himself saying, quote, "I thought he did some nice things after the opener." Fields has been clean but limited. 9 of 12, mostly quick, mostly safe, exactly what a $3 million insurance policy is supposed to look like. Not exciting. So if the tape says Nussmeier is playing better right now, why isn't this a real competition? Stick around, because the answer has nothing to do with either one of them. Here's what most fans don't know. Reid has carried 3 quarterbacks on his 53-man roster exactly one time since Mahomes became the starter. That was in 2022. Every other year, it's been 2. And in 2023, the NFL passed a rule letting teams dress an emergency third quarterback on game day without burning a roster spot. But only if he's already on the 53-man roster, not the practice squad. That matters because what already happened to this exact team. 2024 cutdowns, the Chiefs went to 2 quarterbacks and stashed a young arm named Bailey Zappi on the practice squad. 5 weeks later, Cleveland needed a quarterback and simply signed him straight off of KC's practice squad. Chiefs got nothing back. He was just gone. I actually had pretty high hopes for Bailey Zappi when the Chiefs brought him in. I remember what he did at Western Kentucky, and he had already shown enough in New England, even briefly winning that starting job, to make you wonder if there might be something there as a long-term backup for Patrick Mahomes. When Patrick Mahomes is the engine of your football team, backup quarterback usually isn't a position you spend a lot of time worrying about. Garrett Nussmeier feels different to me, though. He's shown legitimate upside, and if his development continues, you could be looking at a player who becomes a very good number 2 quarterback, or potentially somebody who earns a starting job somewhere in this league. That kind of young, developing quarterback is an asset, and once you believe the upside is real, that's not the type of player I'd be comfortable exposing and simply hoping nobody else sees what you see. So that's the fear that's actually real. Not that Nussmeier isn't good enough, but that being good enough might not be the thing that saves him. So knowing all of that, here's what I'd do if it was my call. If I'm Brett Veach, I think this year is the year to break from the usual formula and carry 3 quarterbacks on the 53-man roster. The biggest reason for that, obviously Garrett Nussmeier. He's simply shown too much upside to expose him to waivers and hope you can sneak him onto the practice squad. At the same time, I still think Justin Fields is the better fit for what Andy traditionally wants from a number 2 quarterback right now. He has the NFL experience. He's been through adversity. And he understands how to manage a game and operate within the structure of an offense without feeling like he has to create something on every snap. Nussmeier may eventually develop into that guy, and potentially much more than that. But he's not quite there just yet. To me, that means both quarterbacks serve a purpose on this team. Fields gives you the experienced backup you can trust today, while Nussmeier gives you a young quarterback with real developmental value for tomorrow. In this particular situation, I think both are worth a roster spot, and I would absolutely carry 3 quarterbacks this season. Real quick, if you're enjoying the video, we're trying to get this one to 700 likes and 30,000 hype, so do us a favor and hit those buttons. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, help us get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the season. Now back to the show. Analysts covering this roster this summer have already connected these same exact dots, some pointing directly at the Zappe situation as a reason Reid won't want to expose Nussmeier to waivers again. And here's whether I actually think Reid breaks his own pattern this time. I understand why people would look at Andy Reid's recent history and assume he'll just stick with 2 quarterbacks again, because that's been the pattern. But I think this is one of those years where the circumstances could force him to break from it. Reid has always valued having a veteran number 2 who can step into the huddle, settle everything down, and simply keep the offense functioning if something happens to Patrick Mahomes. Justin Fields fits that role much more naturally right now because of his NFL experience and everything he's already been through at this level. But Garrett Nussmeier gives Reid something completely different. There's legitimate talent there. This is real developmental upside, and I have to believe that Reid and Brett Veach understand how fortunate they were to get a quarterback with that kind of potential in the 7th round. You don't find that kind of value very often, and I can't imagine they'd be eager to expose him and risk another team taking him away. So while Reid has absolutely earned the benefit of the doubt when it comes to roster construction, I think this particular quarterback room, it's just a little bit different. Fields gives you the security that you want today. Nussmeier gives you an intriguing option for the future, and I think Andy sees enough value in both of them to make an exception to his recent 2 quarterback trend.
Shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's episode. Today we're going to take Emmett Johnson 27.5 rushing yards. We're going more. We're also going to go 21.5 receiving yards more with Cyrus Allen. Plus we know the Chiefs like to kick field goals. We're going to take Harrison Butker 1.5 field goals made more on that one as well. And then last week we seen Andy Reid Jr. and Harrison Mevis. We're going to take more than 1.5 field goals. If you want to follow along with our picks throughout the season, download Prize Picks. The link is in the description. Use code HMA as always. Now back to the show.
Now, some of you in the comments have floated an entirely different idea here. Trade one of these guys instead of risking losing one of them for nothing. But here's the thing. I think people have to remember why Justin Fields was brought here in the first place. He wasn't acquired just to fill out the quarterback room. He was insurance, a legitimate option the Chiefs could turn to if Patrick Mahomes wasn't ready to go at the beginning of the season. Andy Reid clearly believed Fields had enough experience and ability that with the right structure around him, he could step in, win a few football games, and keep this team afloat until Patrick Mahomes returned. And that matters when you're talking about potentially trading away quarterback depth right now. Nuss Bus is super exciting. He's a young, high upside player who makes you wonder what he could eventually become. But if the Chiefs suddenly needed somebody to start a meaningful game tomorrow, I still fully believe that Reid would trust Fields first. He's played real NFL football. He's been a starter in this league for a few years, and he gives Reid a more proven option in an emergency. So to me, trading Justin Fields just because Nussmeier's flash would be solving a problem the Chiefs don't actually have. There's value in having both of these guys. Fields gives you security right now, and Nussmeier gives you the upside for the future. So where does all of this actually land? My prediction is that the Chiefs carry 3 quarterbacks this year. If a team gets desperate and offers Kansas City legitimate value for Justin Fields, I could see Brett Veach considering it. But otherwise, I think they keep Fields as the experienced quarterback 2 and Garrett Nussmeier as the developmental 3rd option. So here's what I want to know from you. First, does Andy Reid actually carry 3 quarterbacks this year, or does the 2 quarterback pattern win out one more time like it has the last 3 years? And second, if another team calls with a real offer for Justin Fields before the final cuts, does Brett Veach pick up the phone, or does the insurance stay put no matter what? Thanks for checking out the video today. Like, subscribe, and check this other video out right here. We'll meet you over there.